Hop it up, hop it up. I said a hop, hop, hop. Hop it up for Superdroid Radio. Whoa, 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 whoa. Superdroid Radio, Superdroid Radio, Superdroid Radio. Today we're talking about Comic-Con. Today we're talking about Comic-Con and our thoughts and our dreams and our beliefs for our destiny.
Incoming transmission from Superdroid Radio. Execute podcast.gigawave in 3, 2, 1.
Thank you for tuning in.
Karaoke hour.
Superdroid Radio. As always, I'm your host, Cody Simmons. With me tonight, I have the usual crew of Misfits. We have Lauren tonight. We have Jess. And we have Daniel.
Hally ho.
And tonight, we are going to cover a lot of information in as short as time possible.
Go!
So, we're going to go through this pretty quick. So, today we went to the place and we saw butts.
Was it Guts Butts?
Guts Man Butts.
Guts Mans.
Ta-da! We actually do have a great episode for you guys this week. We did a lot of stuff at a little event called Phoenix Comicon 2014. So let's just roll right into here. Lauren,
Yes.
how you doing?
Adequate.
That's great. How was your week?
Boring.
Oh,
Are we doing this as Comic-Con weekend?
what? No, yeah, no. I mean, we're going to talk about Comic-Con, but you can talk about whatever you want. Okay, what else besides Comic-Con did you do this week? Any games or anything? Did you play a certain game about planets? About little or big planets?
Oh yeah! I played some Little Big Planet because I'm super hype about something they announced in E3.
Ah, it's going to be so good.
I also played some Goat Simulator because that,
At first I heard Goatsy.
Goatsy Simulator. You have to see how wide you can tear open a butthole without ripping it. That's okay.
Because the update came out for it, they added a new map and some stuff, so...
It's really
Pretty
fun.
awesome.
It's co-op,
Yeah.
so maybe we'll...
Deadmau5 stuff.
It did, that was really cool.
He's my favorite.
If you're familiar with the artist Deadmau5, he's an artist. He makes his own music. He's not Skrillex.
Skrillex.
Yeah, they added the actual Deadmau5 character to Goat Simulator.
And you can get in his helmet and wear it around.
Yeah, it's neat. Besides that, what else have you done? Did you finish any shows? Any seasons of anything bizarre?
Yes, we finished season 2?
1.
What?
Season 1.
That counts as 1?
Yeah, that entire season was technically season 1. It's just they put both JoJo Bizarre Adventure Part 1 and Part 2 in a single season.
Okay, well, we finished JoJo season 1. Holy fucking shit. That's the hypest show ever.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's really...
It shouldn't be that good. Like, the story was really dumb, the way they defeat the final bad guy. But it, like, because it was just so fucking bizarre. Just the way that it happens, but you're going to be watching it soon.
Okay.
You should watch it.
You should.
So fucking hype.
You should be watching.
Any Plex.
Well, that was Funimation.
I know, but I wanted to make fun of any.
No, it's fine.
Because they usually go hand in hand, don't they?
Yep.
What?
Jess, what have you done?
Been drawing.
Go to your room. What have you done this week besides, like, you have a lot of good drawings
Thank you.
that you've done this week, and you guys can check them out if you check out the Superdroid Radio Tumblr. We've been
$5.
just like I've been in charge of that since nobody else will take up the mantle. And you can see the mantle.
No.
Yeah, the mantle.
Man.
The manhole.
Step up to the manhole.
I took up the manhole.
So we're gonna go back to Goatsy here.
Yep. And yeah, you can see some of the stuff that I've done with Jess's art
Oh
and my own art.
What have
As-
you done to my art?
No, his Senorita Luna.
Oh,
Senorita
okay.
Luna, yep. Check that out on our Tumblr. It's pretty good. It's just, was it superdroidradio.tumblr.com?
That's pretty easy to remember.
It is.
What was that again, just in case?
I think it was superdroidradio.tumblr.com.
Okay, sounds good.
One word?
Yep, and we'll have if it's
We'll
okay with
punish you.
if it's okay with Jess, we'll re-tumble things. Is that right?
Retumble.
Yeah, you can reblog.
All right, we'll re-blog the tumbles, and someday we'll have more art from Lauren,
If
And
I
it'll be
learn
there.
how to draw.
and you'll find my masterpieces on there as well. So it's pretty good. Jess, besides drawing, what else have you done?
Did you see any movies?
Yeah, me and Daniel went to see Maleficent.
How was that? It looked bad.
Okay, I'm closer to the mic now. It wasn't awful.
Really?
It had a lot of things that made me go, like, kind of, like, I see you looking at me like that, Daniel.
I'm just looking.
Yeah, it had some things that in retrospect I kind of cringe at, but it also had some other things that I was just like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool.
Tell them about the thing that really pissed you off.
Fucking their names are not Fiddle, Twiddle, and Diddle.
What?
What is this, Alice in Wonderland?
No, the three fairies, Fauna, and Merryweather.
Flora,
Flora.
Fauna,
Fauna?
Merryweather.
Those three. Yeah, the ones from Sleeping Beauty, like the
Right.
Well, like in Maleficent, they were like, "This is Thorn Whistle," and
This is Flittle, Knotgrass, and Thistlewit.
yeah, Thistlewit.
Oh.
And Jess just stared at me, and was like, "What the fuck?"
Why would they change their names? They have names.
Right.
Yeah, like
Doesn't
what?
make any sense.
Why do you need to change that?
No,
It's-
we started looking into research and shit. Like, was that their original names? And like, they just fucking made it up.
That doesn't make sense because it's Disney.
Yeah, and Disney owns it.
Yeah, Disney made the original movie, and then this is their property still underneath Sleeping Beauty.
I
I
don't
have
get
a
why they
theory.
changed it. Let's hear it.
Angelina Jolie probably threw a bitch fit or something.
Huh. Well,
She's like, I'm gonna leave. Don't choose them.
I'm not gonna leave. My lips can't say those names. She has big lips.
I really want to I want to mention something else, but it's spoilery.
I'm not gonna
God,
Does she get raped by a king?
no.
No, that doesn't happen. There's a king in there, but it doesn't
It was
rape
a
her.
wolf.
She got
gets
raped by a wolf?
No, she didn't. I just
Bixby
wanted
there?
to say it.
Well, the original story for Sleeping Beauty,
Yeah.
just so people know, is she doesn't get waken up by a lover's kiss. She's put to sleep for a long time, and then a king shows up.
Gets put down.
A king shows up and sees her sleeping there, so he rapes her, and then leaves, and then she gives birth while sleeping, and
To twins.
to twins, and she's woken up by them.
They were looking for a nipple to suckle on,
Right.
So they sucked the splinter out of her finger.
Yep. And that's how she
So
woke up.
then one of the babies died.
And
That's
then
right.
No.
And then the
What?
king comes back, and he's like, "Oh, you're awake and you have babies. I guess you're my queen now."
And wasn't there like cannibalism in that too?
Probably.
Like
It's-
he brings her back, and like his current wife is like hella fucking jealous. So she tells the cook, "Hey, chop up these kids
Oh,
and
yeah.
feed them to him."
That's right. That's right. I didn't remember that. But yeah. So that's Sleeping Beauty, Grimm style. But
No, Grimm style. When the Grimms got a hold of it, they Christianed that shit up.
then
so-
who was before? Who had it before?
I don't know.
Oh,
It's a fucking.
Google.
No.
Google that bitch.
The whole thing with the Grimm's brother was that they actually took a whole lot of fairy tales and made them a lot more tame. Like they cleaned up Red Riding Hood as well, that I know of. I don't know what else. I just knew of those two specifically.
Hmm.
I think also Snow White, but I'm not sure.
Cool. But Maleficent, you're not a fan. Ish?
There were things that I liked and things that I didn't like. On its own, as a movie, like, I can be like, yeah, that was okay.
So
And-
you enjoyed Disney taking their most evil character and pussifying her?
Yeah, I don't
Uh,
understand the Like, what made them want to do that?
The best way to describe this movie, and I've said it before. Okay, do you guys ever remember reading the old book, Stinky Cheese Man?
Sorta.
Okay, well, the guys that did Stinky Cheese Man did one for the Big Bad Wolf, and the Big Bad Wolf was like, I want to tell you what really happened. I didn't huff and puff no houses down. I sniffled and sneezed, and I chewed them right down. And that's what this movie was. It felt like, because Jess and I have really talked about this movie,
Yeah.
and it really felt like Maleficent was like, whoa, back the Soul Train up, alright? Alright, Prince Philip, fuck him. He didn't do dick. The king was an asshole. This is what happened.
Yeah.
And it feels like she told by her perspective, but it wasn't her telling the story, it was...
Aurora.
It was Aurora, like, would you find out at the
Spoilers.
end? That's not a fucking spoiler.
Well, anyway, real quick, one of the things, like, just to respond to what Cody just said, I'm always going to be in support of telling the story from the other point of view. Like, I'm always for giving 3 dimensions to every decision and
Sure.
good guy and villain.
Sure, which is fine, but we have animated evidence of what she did,
Yeah.
and she's the same kind of character in every single Disney property.
I'm not saying...
Everything she's ever guest starred in.
Bro, I'm not saying
House
that
of
I want...
Mouse.
Dude!
She's Kingdom Hearts.
Fucking
Kingdom-
She's
Cody.
a.
I'm not
Kingdom
saying that I
Sharks.
want...
Stop it. Stop making fun of Kingdom Hearts.
I'm
Stop.
not saying that I
I'll let
want
you the
her
fuck
to
out
be...
of here.
God, please shut up. Okay,
It's our side,
I'm not
that's their
saying
side.
that I want her to be a good guy or anything, but I am saying, like, that was a lot of the things that they did were like some cool steps to give her like some sort of 3 dimension. Like,
Sure.
Okay, just for anyone listening, there's going to be some spoilers.
You mean everyone listening? We
Well-
have listeners.
Okay, everyone listening,
All three of
anyone
them.
listening who gives a shit. How about that? Okay.
So, spoiler alert. Come back in like 5 minutes.
All right, spoiler alert. So, yeah, she and King, the king in the movie, when they're younger, they kind of have like a relationship, and you know, he backstabs her. And one of the things that happened when they were
Wing
younger,
stabs her.
dude, shut up.
Fuck you, we're already spoiling this
Yeah,
shit.
for spoiling it.
It got spoiled in the trailer.
Yeah, the trailer. The
The
king takes her
trailer spoiled
wings.
Yeah. Anyway, so she he threw me off. Okay, so
Curses him.
yeah, okay. So, on her 16th birthday, he gives her a kiss, and he said, "This is true love's kiss." And, you know, they're 16 and impressionable, whatever, but,
The
after
king
he-
and Maleficent are
Yeah.
16?
Yeah,
It's fucking
But
weird.
he wasn't a king, he was a peasant boy.
yeah, he was kind of, like, I think he was still kind of, he had a noble title, in a way, but, like, he still, he wasn't very high in the ranks, so he kisses her, and he says all that romantic mumbo-jumbo, and, later, after he wing stabs her, when she comes back, she said, she does the cursing of the princess.
Mhm.
She says, she'll fall into a sleep like death, and, the king's like, hey, please don't do this. And she's just like, oh, I like it when you beg. And he gets on his knees and he says, please, I beg you, don't do this. And she says, oh, okay. She'll go into a sleep like death unless she's given a kiss of true love. And that was like her final ultimate fuck you to that guy. And, so that's one of the things that I thought was kind of interesting. I hated her as a child.
Maleficent?
Yeah.
Aurora?
No,
Maleficent.
Aurora was always fucking stupid, but Maleficent was like, even in theaters, I was just like, she's like the Disney movie Ned Flanders.
Because the beginning of the movie, Maleficent is a kid, and she's flying around her little, not forest kingdom, but like the forest area, and she knows everyone, she's happy and all this good stuff.
And she's like saying hi to everyone.
Hi-ho!
Diddly
Forest
doo!
neighbor?
Diddly do.
Force neighbor.
Yeah, so it's really interesting that Maleficent starts off really good and pure. She falls in love with this guy. He gets succumbed by greed, steals the wings, becomes king. Maleficent places a curse on the dude, and then she learns a lesson at the end. She stops being a cunt. The king dies. Blam. So it's just a total role reversal where the king's a total douchebag cunt face.
Yeah.
Yeah, just what I wish that they did was just put a little bit more into both of them. Like, the king made some bad decisions, and Maleficent made some bad decisions, and that's what I liked in the movie, is, three-dimensional characters doing things that aren't always, that don't always mesh completely with their, archetype. I'm not really sure how to word that.
Did she even turn into the dragon?
No!
What?
Her familiar, the crow did, but this is how I've started to interpret it. Both stories, Sleeping Beauty and Maleficent, they both had Maleficent place a curse. They both had the three fairies. They both had the giant thorny walls, and they both had a dragon in them. So what I think what it was Maleficent hey, here's my story, here's what it was, and then the King of the Kingdoms later on no, this is what fucking happened. Maleficent was a dragon, and fucking Philip showed up, and he wrecked shit. That's what totally happened, bro.
Hey,
That's what happened.
Was
Hey,
the
you know
fire
what?
green at least?
Hold on. That might not even have been truly what happened, because we saw it from the kingdom's perspective, which puts Maleficent into this totally evil perspective, and then we get Aurora's perspective, who will paint Maleficent up to be this really pretty, just needs to be this anti-hero who just needed to be, redeemed. Maybe we'll never know the true story.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was good. I don't regret paying money for it. I'm not buying it on DVD.
No.
So
No.
that's a review in a nutshell.
Would you buy it for a child? Is it a child movie?
No,
No.
For children?
I'd give him the original.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
give them the original as well. I mean,
Okay.
it's not bad. When they're older, I'll give them Maleficent, but as a child, I give them Sleeping Beauty.
Like, how older? Like, hey, you're edgy,
13, 14.
13?
Yeah, like,
Going through the fucking goth phase. the
Going through your
lesbian
MCR
whatever.
phase? Listen, watch
yeah,
Maleficent.
like, one of the things that I really, really
Don't get
hated,
fussy.
like,
What? I was laughing.
yeah, one of the things that I really, really hated was how at the end of the movie she has, this weird jumpsuit that makes her look like fucking Catwoman.
Maleficent did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
Was it like Future?
No, they
No.
still tried to make it, look kind of medievally, but it was still super fitted.
Yeah,
She
she
just
do
wanted to show off
backflips.
her ass.
Maybe she was going exploring or something. She's gonna go tomb raiding.
No, she had a cape on top of that. She had her long flowing cloak, but then that came off and
The cape came off.
Oh.
and it's
This is not
damn, look at
PG
this booty.
Yeah, because that's all she has left. Because she doesn't have boobs anymore.
Ouch.
Bam.
Fuck.
And if you want to see Angelina Jolie's tits, go watch the movie Hackers.
That's
Back-
such a good movie.
It is.
Hackers?
Yeah, she's not topless, but she jumps in the water in a
Look-
white shirt, and you totally
Look,
see her
I'm
tits.
sorry. When you guys mentioned that she doesn't have boobs anymore, and then you said go see her in the movie Hackers, I immediately thought, so that's what happened.
But
All right, let's move on. Daniel,
What's up?
what have you done this week?
I actually, after the Nintendo Direct for E3, I got my 3DS
Fapped.
out. Oh yeah, no, I fat furiously.
Just a raging Nintendo boner.
Oh god! But after I saw that, I got my 3DS out because I haven't really touched it since I played and defeated Bravely Default, and then I started playing Luigi's Mansion again that I got last year. Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon, Crystal.
Dark Moon.
Yeah, Dark Moon, Kingdom, Empire, Crystal. But yeah, so I was playing that. So I've been playing that a lot lately. I did read volumes 1 and 2 of Fables, which were phenomenal. And
Cool.
once Jess catches up, we'll return them and I'll start reading the next series. Walking Dead, I just finished volume 20.
Wow.
That shit, man.
Yeah,
That shit.
it's getting really, really well. It's always been really, really good. I mean, there was a dry season for a while because no one died, and then after that, it just got infinitely better. So it's a really great arc right now in the comic world.
Well, there's the dry season, and then it skull fucks you with sadness and anguish.
So yeah, that's about it for my week.
Nice.
Wieners.
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 For myself, that's actually topical. We watched
Wieners?
Game of Thrones
Don't
like
spoil-
every week.
Don't spoil anything.
Oh my god!
Do you want me to walk into another room?
No, I'm not gonna spoil anything.
I
But this
appreciate it.
is the day. Well, this is gonna come up next week. But what's today's date? The 13th, 14th, 15th. 15th of June is the last episode of Game of Thrones this season.
Oh wow.
They are already saying this is gonna be the most I don't know if they said exciting but this is just going to be the biggest episode that they've ever done in all of the seasons, which I can't even fathom that. Like, I know what's coming, and I'm just like, there's no way that this is as important as what you just shown, because they just showed a giant battle, but apparently it's gonna be fucking good. So see that. Besides going to Comic-Con, I mean, there hasn't been a whole lot. This week kind of just flew by for me because of E3.
Yeah, no, same here.
Yeah, I mean, when that happened on to like the first day, the first like Monday and Tuesday, I didn't work. I just sat at my computer, like just refreshing the screen, watching whatever people were saying about E3. So I mean, that's just mostly been my week. With E3, they announced some betas for PS4 that I signed up, and I got some of them, so I tried out some of those new games. That was really cool. I did not go to Best Buy. Fuck that.
For the Nintendo?
I really want to play Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Like you could at Best Buy's, but not doing that. I mean, because tomorrow, as of this recording, they're doing it at Best Buy in Tempe, but I am not going there.
It's going to be so packed.
It's going to be packed and hot.
Yeah,
You'd have to get there at like 6
Right.
to have a chance.
You could at least watch people. And the street passes.
True. If I wanted to get street passes, but I just got a bunch of street passes at Phoenix Comicon.
At Can.
So, we should probably start going into that.
Sure, let's do it.
So, Phoenix Comicon happened. If you're not familiar with Comic-Con, it has nothing to do with comics, as Nerd Guy at Comic-Con said.
Yeah, Cody and I were walking around, and this guy's walking by, and he just goes, "Remember when Comic-Con was about comics?" And it took everything I had not to be like, "Listen here, douchebag." All right, so this rendition of Phoenix Comicon didn't come into effect till 2006. And when it first started in 2006, because yes, there were some prior in 2002, 2003, but those failed. This is the final verdict of it. Back in 2006, it was known as the Phoenix Cactus Comic-Con. But back then, they kind of catered more towards anime fans. I mean, truth be told, they did more anime fans because that's what Arizona at the time had more of.
Yeah, it did.
And now we have a more diverse and rich culture where we have, well, now it's getting as big. It's never going to be as big as San Diego Comic-Con, but I think last I saw, there were 78,000 people that attended at Phoenix Comic-Con this year. And how much was for San Diego? Wasn't it like 150,000 or something?
It's up there.
It's nearly double what we have here. But we're still pretty impressed by it. I mean, we're still ranked number 3 or 4 for conventions. And this is all conventions. This is Anime Expo. This is, PAX and all that good stuff. And we're ranked number 3 or 4.
Wow.
Which, yeah, it's not bad at all. But Comic-Con has evolved to such a point past it. And out here, it was never really a comic book convention.
Right.
It's always been a culture convention. That's
Right.
what San Diego has evolved to. So if his statement was, remember when San Diego Comic-Con was about comics, and then Phoenix Comic-Con existed, and
Made
like,
it really long-winded.
yeah, like really long-winded, but him saying that, remember, it was based around comics, dude, Cody and I have been there since day one, since the first Comic-Con of this new arc.
Mm-hmm.
It's never been about comics.
Right.
Yes, there are comics there, but now again, it's more of a culture festival than anything.
Right, and I don't think that we should be even saying Comic-Con at this point. I mean, unless you want to say Comic-Con as a word doesn't mean comic convention.
Comic convention.
Comic convention, yeah.
Comic-Con, y'all.
It really should be pop culture convention or something, but I mean, it just doesn't flow off the tongue like Phoenix Comic-Con.
Phoenix pop
PCC.
culture.
Yeah, PPCC.
PPCC. Oh, oui.
Yeah, it just doesn't work the same way. But for what Comic-Con is here in Phoenix, it's a spectacle. It's fantastic. There's just so much to see now. Like the vendor hall is giant. It's just so huge now. They just open, they used to keep it in kind of like the downstairs area, a little bit off to the side.
Yeah, like a quarter of the downstairs building.
Now the entire downstairs is dedicated to just the exhibitor hall, and there's all kinds of shops and booths, places you can actually buy comics, or they have the exhibits where you can see like these guys set up Lego dioramas, and you can see like a train going through and all kinds of like special comic book Lego figures and shit like that. And then they have like the 501st.
Yeah, the 501st, the Stormtroopers.
Yeah, and they have their huge Star Wars exhibit always set up there. You can take pictures and stuff, and they have
The SCA was there.
Yeah.
Which is a Society of Creative Anachronisms.
right. It's kind of like LARPing, but without the magic. They have like schools, like UAT was there showing
Yeah.
off the Oculus Rift.
Awesome.
Holy shit!
I didn't see it.
Oh my! It was in the back of the University of Advanced Technology.
I saw the booth, but I don't know what you're talking about.
The Oculus Rift.
Mhm.
Okay, the Oculus Rift is the VR headset that's really popular.
Oh yeah, no, I did see that. Well, I saw YouTube videos where a guy modded it for Pokemon Snap.
Yeah,
That
all
was
kinds of
so
different things.
bitchin'.
So Lauren and I actually tried it out.
Nice.
It was awesome.
It was interesting. It was awesome. It was
That
just
is-
really interesting.
Not really made for you to stand up and do it.
No.
At this point, it makes you kind of feel like you're gonna like fall. You gotta really make sure you're like standing steadily, like your feet apart.
Right.
I felt like I was like wobbling. I was doing it. It was really cool, but like it just felt like I was gonna fall over or something.
It was the very first beta prototype that they released that UAT had. They have released better versions. So my experience may not be what other people have, but just for me, using the Oculus Rift, it was... I didn't like using a controller. You're going to have to, because it's still a game. But like just the way that they had it set up, it was just hard to stop yourself from trying to move your feet. Because you're actually looking at it.
So how long before Sword Art Online or Dot Hack becomes real?
15 years.
Okay.
10,
No.
15. For a good virtual reality
Yeah,
MMO.
You think it's 10?
We're
I'm
already working
thinking-
on neural implants and stuff. I think we're
yeah.
on the way.
But I think it's going to be a leap before we start doing neural implants for gaming. So I want to say, like, we'll have MMO virtual realities here within the next probably 3 to 5.
But they're gonna
maybe
be
3.
shit.
Maybe like 3 to 8. Let's give it that. And they'll be like, oh, you're in a virtual reality. Like, imagine the fucking, I don't know, just some shitty Korean MMO.
Korean Grind Fest.
Yep, and like you're just wearing the Oculus Rift, like that will be the interface, and it'll be really shitty. It won't be until we start getting haptic feedback gloves and stuff like that. But no, moving on to actually what we saw instead of us going on about virtual reality.
Tune in next week for virtual reality.
Well, our next E3 segment, they had virtual reality for Sony there, so that was cool.
No prices still.
It's gonna be
Or
a while. They're working
Come
on
on,
it.
hurry up.
They're working on it.
They're forking on it. They're twerking on it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Please understand.
So let's talk about because the thing that we did the most there. I think we went to some panels, but I think the biggest thing that we did was actually just walk around the exhibit hall and actually look at some of the booths and stuff. Why don't we talk about some of our favorite booths that were there? Maybe some artist or a shop that we really liked, and you guys might be able to check it out next year or something. So Lauren,
Yep.
what was your favorite exhibit booth that we saw?
I can't really pick my favorite. It was cool that J-List was there. I wish they had more stuff.
They had
It
plenty
was-
of stuff.
Like 80% porn things.
No, they had Tentacle Grape, alright, which I picked up.
They had tentacle arms.
They had a whole arms and tentacle fingers.
Tentacle mustaches.
All kinds of hentai and hentai games.
All kinds of butt plugs and Ona holes.
Oh man.
They apparently had the Sailor Moon crystal rod butt plug that Lawrence said.
Yep.
Or it has like a little heart like Sailor Moon's wand.
That's so funny. You know, talking about J-List, I get what you mean. 80% of it was porn. And I think back in 06, 08, because I've been to San Diego Comic-Con twice now. I think it was 06 that you and I went. No, it was 07 you and I
07.
went.
Yep.
Cody and I went, it was either 07 or it was 09. Or 08 or fucking, one of the 2 times I went there, I went to the J-List booth, and this thing was huge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
It was so nice because it wasn't like, yes, there was porn hentai there,
Right.
but there was, the main reason I went there is because they had such incredible price on shirts. It was like 2 for $20 for like really
Nice.
good weeaboo shirts. Like I got, that's what it was. Like I got my, I Would Die for Haruhi shirt, and I got like, that's when I got your,
Daniel.
Hikikomori shirt
Yeah,
too.
that's right.
Was that one?
The sushi lady. because you wore that shirt.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. No, it was a Starbucks lady.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I one day when I was working, I got off of work and I unbuttoned my shirt.
I remember this.
And I clocked out and I went to Starbucks, and the lady at Starbucks, I guess she was Japanese, and she saw the writing on my shirt, and she's like, oh, open shut, I want to see. And I'm like, all right. So I showed her, and she goes, and she just walked away.
Which shirt were you wearing?
It was the I Would Die for Haruhi. And then, like, she pointed, like, or she got one of the people, like, oh, you know what this is, oh! And then they all started just laughing at me. And, like, the only white chick at Starbucks walks up and she's like, you know what your shirt says, right? I was like, yeah, I died for Haruhi. And the Asian lady's like, oh! And this fucking walked. I was like, whoa, sorry.
Does this not mean what they think it means?
No, they said it was correct. They just didn't believe I would wear that shirt.
Maybe it was a different kind of dye. Just different Japanese words.
Maybe. But no, didn't mean to steal your thunder on that one, Lauren. It's just, when I knew that J-List was here last year, I was so excited to see that booth.
Yeah.
And I ran over because I wanted to buy shirts.
Right.
I wanted that same experience. And it's like this little one off the corner. I'm like, all right, you're selling horse heads. And then, like, I was following them on Facebook, too. And they're like, apparently, Phoenix really loves horse heads because we sold out our entire stock of horse heads.
Oh, and hentai, right?
And hentai, yeah. Like, anytime, this one kid this year, he just turned 18 and he bought School Days, which was a hentai.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I'm familiar with that, I think?
Yeah,
That's
like,
so fucked.
and everyone on the comments were like, School Days? Really? That's your first? And Jason's like, sorry you're not a fan of him. Oh, I'm sorry, J-List. I'm sorry. Like, everyone apologized when J-List came in. Like, we're sorry we created the hentai President Sky.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind the porn or the Ona holes, the fucking fleshlight
Yeah, I'm
for
not saying
Japanese people.
I was bothered by it. I just wish they had more other stuff.
Right,
And that's what I agree with. Like their website.
Like, they had cool stuff, like all that Sailor Moon stuff they had. Like you have to pre-order that still online. Like, and it was the same price that it would be online, so you don't have to pay for shipping.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wish they had more non-porn things.
I agree.
Yeah, it was great to see him. I'd love to see him come back. But, I mean, you go to their website, and there's just so much shit on there. I'm not saying bring your entire online catalog. It's
more
not
diversity, though.
Right, it's just there was 3/4 of the booth dedicated to either porn or
plugs.
Ona holes or plugs, yeah.
How long did it take you... Sorry.
Well, I just want to say, like, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, if I was a different kind of person, I probably would have bought a lot of shit there. But I'm not. And I even looked at the porn games because I wanted to see if there was some I was familiar with from being online. Like, Clannad is technically a fucking porn game. And it's one of my favorites. I wanted to see if it's translated officially without, like, the patch is fine. But, I mean, there are some porn games I actually do want to see if they're actually selling them at the booths.
No, I agree.
Or, I'm sorry, Dojin H Games? You fucking plebes? Anything else, Lauren? With J-List? Or any other booths?
I liked the We Love Fine booth because I didn't even know about them.
Yeah.
But I was walking past and I just, like, all of a sudden saw a puppy cat plushie out of fucking nowhere. I was like, ah! And then I, like, started looking around. They had I think they had some Steven Universe stuff and they had, like, cat bug stuff.
Right.
And it was really cool. And so I bought the puppy cat plush. It sings. But yeah, they had a lot of cool stuff there.
The We Love Fine shop is really interesting, too, because...
Good quality, too.
It's good quality, and they always give you that giant fucking bag.
That's like, guess where the fuck I went to? Because you see that bag,
right?
And even when I met up with you guys, I was like, where the fuck did you get that? Where's We Love Fine? Dude, we were just there. Fuck, alright, let's go back.
Right, but that bag is so giant, and I've seen it at the other cons. Like, where did they get this bag? Did they go to a panel or something? But no, like, them actually giving out that bag, like, you know they're there. And their goods are really good. Like that
They've got good goods.
Good goods.
High quality goods.
Like that puppy cat plush that Lauren bought.
It's really nice.
Really nice quality.
And it was like $25. Like any other like of that quality plush would have been like $50.
Right.
And it sings. So there's like another $20.
You should have had it for the podcast.
You can go get it.
She can go get it.
Go get it.
And while she's getting that, Jess, you were saying something earlier, and
Oh, I was just gonna add to the J-List thing. Like, how long did it take you to actually check out your tentacle grape? Because from what I saw, you tried to wave at that guy
Oh, yeah.
several times, and he was just talking to this other little girl.
Yeah, there were 2 guys manning the booth, and there had been about 20 to 30 people there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm buying this. Here's my money. And I kind of threw the money at him. So yeah, it took a little while, and I just think that they're on the right steps, and that next year they might even be bigger and better.
Oh, the con's gonna be bigger and better. It's just really weird that they got I want to consider it center floor, for what they were selling.
Yeah, because it's kid friendly.
It is.
Ish.
Yeah, like the con's entire thing this year was super kid friendly. Like people were getting kicked out of the convention because of inappropriate costumes. Either they were showing too much skin.
No, it's okay.
There was a kid who was wearing like a Nazi uniform or something. He had an actual swastika, and he got kicked out, and he was crying because of it.
It does say in the rule. It said like we were looking at the rule book. It says no swastikas.
Right. It's just,
Specifically.
but I mean, they're really pushing. This is kid friendly. Don't come to this convention if this is all you're going to do.
Tits ablaze.
I saw online someone's cosplay for what they did for Phoenix Comicon. It was a slutty Snow White, and like one of the convention staff actually messaged like, "Hey, I'm not gonna say anything, but you will get kicked out by somebody else if they see this. This is too much." So we have a guest star on this week's podcast.
Who is it?
It's Puppy Cat. That's all he
Isn't
says.
he awesome? No, there's 2.
Sounds like he doesn't agree with your shit, Cody.
No, he doesn't.
I have 2 sayings, bitch.
It's so soft.
I know, I love it.
Is he a puppy? Is he a cat?
It's
It's
puppy
a
cat.
mystery.
So maybe
Space Prince.
we'll take a picture of that and put it on our Instagram or something so people can see.
I love him.
It's pretty great.
Go to WeLoveFine.com.
Yeah, and
Use
Like
offer
cool
code
shit.
Superdroid and no.
we're not that cool. Oh my god, if they ever sponsored us, I would wear
I would explain.
we love fun. You know where to contact us.
we legit love Fine. I do have a lot of their shirts too.
SuperdroidRadio@gmail.com. Let us know.
Such good quality shirts, great money. Like you buy that shirt, that shit's lasting too.
Yeah.
I mean, I still have a We Love Fine for like 5 years ago. It's a Pokemon shirt. It's probably the most comfy shirt I have in all my wardrobe.
Nice.
So,
I just have 2 more real quick.
Oh.
Of just like artists that I
really like.
really like.
What's really funny is I know that card and like Jess flipped out about that person
This one?
too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really liked his art.
Who?
Okay.
Yeah, why don't you both talk about it? Because I know.
We'll do this one real quick
Okay,
first,
okay.
and then we'll talk about the other one.
Okay.
Inkpatch.net. They had some really cool art there, and their card is really nice too. Wish you could see it. But yeah, go check out their art.
We'll post it online.
Another one I really liked. It wasn't like it wasn't like video game or comic related, but it's just like art stuff, and it's really cool. BrianFife.com, BrianFyffe.com. He had some really cool art, like octopi, and like just got one of his pieces, but he just had some really cool looking art.
And then Jess, what did you get of them? Like, what did you pick up?
I picked up I wanted to grab a bunch, but at the time I only had $27, so I had to settle for just one print. And I picked up he had a lovely name for it. I can't remember what it is, but
I'm sure it's online somewhere.
yeah, it definitely is. I saw it. I just can't remember what its name was. And it's a crow on a skull, and he was really interesting to talk to about how he makes his stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah, I
talked to
didn't
him
get a
about
chance to talk
Disney
to him.
for like, I think 20 minutes we were talking to him about Disneyland and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a really great guy.
Was he into pinning? Was he a big pinner?
No, he wasn't a pin trader like me, but what was interesting, it's Jess and I do have a lot of similar artistic like appreciation, stuff like that, but like I fell in love with this guy's stuff too. Like I saw the stuff she was buying, I was like, I want to give you, but I was
I just
pretty
really
broke by
like
this.
his art style. It's
Yeah,
really
he
cool.
made those great custom frames. They were prints, but they were really high quality.
They look like old wood frames, like something you would take, like, okay, you went to a whole old haunted house and you stole some of their wood. That looks like the kind of stuff that he used, just old, dead-looking wood. It was very beautiful.
And it worked so well with his art. And
Because, sorry, Daniel.
no, go for it.
All right. Now, one of the interesting things with his art is he incorporates a lot of textures and layering into it, from what he told me. He would point to certain pieces of the picture that I bought, and he would say, this was from, like, actual old wallpaper. This, I took a picture of an old wooden floor. This is rusted metal.
And it looked really good when you put it all together. I mean, I can't believe the kind of synergy that he had with it.
Yeah, it was... Sorry, Daniel, go ahead.
No, I just winked because I used synergy in the correct context, and I was very happy.
Synergy.
I'm very proud of you, Daniel.
I know, I'm pumped.
Yeah, he had some really glorious stuff. Lauren, what was your favorite one that you wanted to get?
There's one of a purple octopus that was really cool, and then there's another one I didn't even see until we went back there again when you were looking at stuff. That is a really cool haunted house one.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
And that's the one that sparked the whole Disney conversation, because I love that one. I want us to own that.
We will.
No, we will, definitely. He's got the butterfly collection going on, too. And you had 2 of those, and you had the crow.
And I wanted to buy all 3 of them, and he was going to give me a good deal for it, too. Like, he was this really swell guy.
Yeah, swell is a great way to describe him.
Yeah.
He was a swell guy.
Nice.
So we were looking at the haunted house, and I was like, that does look really great. And he said, yeah, it got a lot of inspiration from the Haunted Mansion from Disneyland. Have you ever gone during the wintertime when they make it all, was it Nightmare Before Christmas? And oh, not yet. And we talked about that for a long time.
Nice.
And I guess Disney is actually commissioning him to redesign some parts of the Haunted Mansion.
Whoa!
Yeah, and I was like, really? Are you going to put the hitchhikers in? Because the trademark hitchhikers for that ride. And so we talked about that for a while. And if you got a chance, please look at this guy's stuff. We will post a link on it. He's going to be a very big artist soon. I mean, to me he is, but he is going to be a very quick rising star. If Disney is commissioning him, they see that spark of magic in him.
And it's beautiful.
It really, really is.
I mean, like, he knows how to take saturated colors and still make it look very, kind of vintage and rustic. So.
Nice. So, if you do see this gentleman online, we'll maybe post a link to his Facebook or something. But you guys should definitely ask him, if he's designing stuff for the Haunted Mansion, to put the Hatbox Ghost back into the Haunted Mansion.
Who's the hot bag ghost?
The Hatbox Ghost. Okay, so when Haunted Mansion first opened up, there was an effect called the Hatbox Ghost that they had in for like 2 days. And it kept malfunctioning.
Too haunted.
So they took it out.
This is some creepypasta shit.
It's real. They took it out, and it just never came back. And they've always teased fans, and there's like fan sites dedicated to this fucking effect.
From 3 days being in it.
Yeah, and they have it. And there's a new Haunted Mansion movie coming out. I don't know if you've heard about that. Not the one with Eddie Murphy.
One went so well.
Well, will it be like the Tower of Terror movie?
I don't know the specifics of it. I think it's like something where like, the Haunted Mansion ghosts are trying to save the Haunted Mansion or something stupid.
This fucking Casper shit?
And the Hatbox Ghost is apparently a main character in it.
Ooh.
So they need
That's
to
why he
fucking
disappeared.
put him back. You guys should ask him about that.
Oh, definitely.
Lauren,
Anything else?
What's up?
One more. Sorry, I forgot. I got this really cool Adventure Time print of the episode where it was the murder mystery episode where they all got invited to that mansion. It's really awesome. It's all of them in like their costumes, and it's by Charlie Bink. He's got an Etsy page, just etsy.com/shop/Charlie Bink, BINK. And
Charlie.
He's got a Tumblr too, just his name.
CharlieBink.tumblr.com.
Yes.
He had some awesome other Adventure Time art I remember seeing.
Yeah, he had some other
like small prints and stuff too. It looks really cool.
I'm gonna fucking frame this and hang it up. It's really nice.
Charlie Bink, your art is fucking great.
Yeah, it looks like a fancy like portrait like painting.
Yeah, kind of oil colory.
Yeah.
Like it deserves a really nice frame and.
Yeah, I love it.
It's a frame world frame right there.
I think this was the first thing I bought actually.
Because it was as soon as you walked in, it was right there.
Yeah, I was
good placement for that guy.
I'm buying that.
No man, he was in the back too, or still, yeah.
He was like in the middle.
Where
I started walking around. That's the first thing I bought. because it was awesome.
He had a lot of stuff though. I remember he had like tons of art on there. So check that out.
I'm done.
Jess, was there any other booths that you liked?
When I first went to Comic-Con, I saw this one guy's booth, and he drew a lot of women.
Nice.
In a very stylistic way.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Like the
so
French
many-
women.
Oh,
So many women. He was a really cool guy to talk to. This was around 2011 when I first talked to him, and I really liked a lot of his stuff, and I bought like a couple buttons, and I think a print from him. I can't remember for sure. And he also like I just wanted like him to sign something, so I was just like, hey, here's my sketchbook. Sign me something, please. And he was just like, I'm gonna make you a drawing.
oh,
Yeah.
nice,
And he drew me this very beautiful girl.
nice.
Used orange and red colors, and I've still yet to frame it because I can't find anything that will fit the kind of paper that I gave him. But because I'd have to cut it.
Or you check out maybe Michael's or something.
Yeah, but I don't want a custom frame, and Michael's just makes me mad.
What?
No, I love Michael's. I love the concept of Michael's. Just a lot of the people in Michael's.
Oh, well, you're not going there for the people.
How about Hobby Lobby? Fuck you!
Mormons.
Holy shit!
Crafted Mormons.
They do have a lot more selections.
I'd
though.
rather go to that godless sex den known as Michael's.
You
Those
know,
are
it was
my
a good.
people, the heathens.
You know, it was a good joke when Lauren screams.
Sorry, I didn't expect it.
I'm on fire tonight.
But yeah, I'll go to one of those places eventually.
Nice. Do they even have, what was it, Frame World that was in the mall?
No.
What was it called?
Frame
No one
Up.
goes to
Frame
malls.
Up. That's right. Oh, fucking Frame Up.
But anyway, I saw this guy like I think 2 years later, because I first saw him 2011, and then I saw him again 2013, and I was like, oh hey, you probably don't remember me, and he's like, yeah, I do.
What?
I know.
He was really nice.
That's cool.
That's her brain exploding.
That's really cool.
Yeah, no, that motherfucker has a memory like no other. But anyway, he wasn't there this time.
Oh.
But and I was kind of disappointed because I actually really wanted to buy a larger one of his prints.
Mhm.
But anyway, I think his business is called Neko Press, and his name is Billy Martinez.
That sounds really familiar.
Yeah, that sounds really familiar.
Super familiar.
I'm gonna...
He wasn't here?
He wasn't. Like I even
We
looked
even
at.
checked on his schedule.
Man,
Yeah.
why the fuck do I know that name?
Here,
I think I've seen his art before then. That's cool. that
it's
he wasn't
fucking
here,
kinda looks
apparently.
something like that.
Yeah, I think I know that.
Something
This
like
is a
that.
mystery we must solve.
All I can see is the dick that you've drawn there.
My big
that
sparkly cock.
Glittery dick.
But yeah, I think he's normally stationed in California,
Hmm.
and he comes down here sometime. But this time, and I was sad.
Maybe San Diego wildfires got him.
Oh man,
Nice.
Cody.
I lived through it.
You lived through like 2 of them, didn't you?
No, like the really big one
Okay.
that
good
happened 2003, maybe? Sounds about right. No, I think it was like 2002. Any case, awesome. Jess, any other booths you want to talk about? If not, move on.
Daniel, do you remember the one where I got that Applejack?
No.
Fuck.
I do
This-
not remember that one.
This is where we're going. I see.
Well, no, it was a really good
What?
plushie. I can't remember what the name of the booth was either.
Well, my brother, he loves Applejack, and
I love the cereal.
Applejack Daniels.
That sounds tasty.
Right? Doesn't it? It's like a really hardcore apple cider
Yeah.
with a little bit of fuck you.
No,
Like
like
cinnamon.
cinnamon.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds really good. Ah.
So, but
Oh, yeah.
anyway, this booth had all sorts of plushies. It had like Pokemon and ponies and Nintendo, and I think
There's gonna be a lot, quite a few of those, just like random, like they just have a bunch of random stuff.
Right.
And they didn't really have like signs or websites up.
I didn't really.
Yeah, I mean that's the dumbest thing to do is to
Maybe
have a
they
booth
just stock up on stuff.
to pay
just
for a
that.
booth and not have your art online. That doesn't make sense to me.
I got this booth. This is shit that was in my garage.
I mean, it makes sense for like
Name
a
a price.
small comic book collector who's selling this shit, sure. But I mean, we're talking like all we've been talking about for these exhibits, besides J-List, is art.
Yeah, I noticed that
And
too.
we love Fine. I mean, for them not to have some kind of online presence for their art, that's suicide.
Well, I don't remember for certain. I don't think I even looked at the sign. I was just like, okay, they have a really decent looking Applejack. I gotta go see how much it is. And it was only $20.
Nice.
It even had the fucking hat.
Oh,
Like,
fucking hat.
dude.
It's a big thing in the MLP community, Applejack having her hat.
Is it? Like, I know I get pissed off whenever I see her little figures and it doesn't have the goddamn hat.
Does canon mean nothing to the...
But anyway, got that.
What does my podcast become?
Pony buttholes.
We just talked a little bit about it.
Forever.
Just want to
Pretty much.
cap it off.
Friendship.
But
Alright.
I'm done. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Daniel.
Okay,
Damn.
are we just talking about booths or the overall...
Let's
experience?
do booth, and then after we wrap this up with the booths, then we'll start talking about the panels.
Sure.
Because I honestly think there's probably only 3 panels that we'll even mention.
Yeah, I went to a couple. That's about it.
Yeah.
Well, there's, since everyone already talked about the ones that I wanted to talk about, J-List and Brian Feff and all that good stuff, there's one local artist. I've been following him since a local anime event. It was Phoenix Anime Fest in, I think, 2008.
Wow.
And his name was Armand Villavert Jr. If I mispronounce his last name, I do apologize. Hopefully he won't run over here and can you kick my ass.
I'll give him your address.
No, I know. No, but he was a part of this comic by Tokyo Pop was publishing called Zap, and he did all the artwork and stuff for it.
Huh.
And
Isn't that comic really old? Like 2006 or something?
is it 6? I don't know for sure.
I just remember staying at your place watching Heroes, and you guys had that comic.
Yeah, he had a couple of them, and like the third was coming out. So like I think it's all done there. And since then, he's been in Arizona, doing a lot in the community. Recently, he started work on Gladstone School for World Conquerors, which is written by Mark Andrew Smith. And last Comic-Con I saw him at, which was last year, I picked up all of Volume 1, essentially. Like, he sells them individually, like it's issue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
And I picked up what I could, and it's such a good series, because it's all about, well, exactly what it is, Gladstone's world for future conquerors. And essentially...
Conquerors?
Conquerors.
Oh, okay.
Essentially, think of, like, all the big-name villains, not like in our world, but, like, in this fictional world they did, it was, like, all these good old-fashioned villains, they all had kids.
Mm-hmm.
How do the kids become better villains? They go to Gladstones. So it's a school for, like, future villains. And it's a really interesting take. They discovered comic books, and they're like, why do all our parents suck ass in this? Like, why do our parents keep getting their asses handed to them? Or, like, they'll have a live stream video of, like, a hero and a villain fighting in a complex somewhere, or, like, on the moon or sometimes, like, whatever it is, like, they'll get in this huge fight, and the hero always wins, like, oh, fuck those guys, we're gonna beat them. And they notice that there's this one guy who keeps kicking their parents' asses. So, what they do is, like, all the children, it's like Kid Nefarious, Mummy Girl, there's a Ghost Girl, the Skeleton Twins and shit like that, they go and they find, like, the hero, and they go and fight him. And the guy, as he's fighting, is like, you guys look familiar. Where the fuck do I know you from? And, like, that's where I'm going to end it at, because at the end of Volume 1 ties into Volume 2, and I really wanted to pick up Volume 2, because it had, I think he's 4 issues into it now.
Nice.
And he's like, well, I'll sell you the flash drive for $20, so I have all digital copies. And he said, once I get the hard copies, let me know. I'll give you a discount when you go and buy them, because, well, fuck it, I've known this guy since 2008. I love his artwork. I love the stories and stuff he's done. He did this one, and, man, if he's listening right now, he's going to be really pissed I'm mentioning it. He did this one-shot comic. Like, he wanted to pick it up, and it was really good. And I don't know the name. I used to own it. I had it signed by him, and I lent it to somebody, like one of the comic shop owners, and he just lost it, and I never got it back.
Fucker. Probably sold it.
It's so good. He
eBay.
sold it.
This is signed by the author. It's
This
the
is-
first edition.
It is left, but it was essentially about this delinquent, and he was at this school for, like, fighting or something. It was so long ago I picked it up, but I've always really liked his art style.
Nice.
And so I saw him, I bought stuff from him, and besides that, yeah, went to a couple panels, and we already talked about the booths I really cared about.
Right.
Nothing major I saw. I did, one thing I did is you could have paid money to see all the big name actors, so fuck that. I went over and saw David Yost.
Big name actors.
Huge!
That's cool, though.
Yeah, I didn't like...
David Yost is cool.
I know, I couldn't believe that he was standing so close. Like,
Who?
he was a bit back.
Who is he?
He's the Blue Ranger.
I'm honestly surprised that he went to Comic-Con. I'm sure he gets lots of money from this kind of shit, but just to have the balls to go with the other Rangers.
Especially the guy who played Rocky, the Red Ranger.
Right, like just what... if you're not familiar with Power Ranger back meta lore, I don't know.
Mighty lore.
So, David Yost, is he actually gay?
Yes.
Okay, so he is gay. The other Rangers would tease him and call him just really rude words that I have to bleep out. Just terrible things that
Jesus,
they would.
why?
It was just a bunch of. They were kids, sorta.
It was the
Yeah.
90s. He was different, and no one learned about tolerance yet.
Yeah, I forgot about that whole thing.
Right.
And
so
Yeah.
and for a while, because I remember reading an article. You sent me the article about it, where he was like, "Hey, they're just teasing. It's nothing big, but it got too much for him, and he had to leave."
yeah. So I mean, that's really surprising that these days. I mean, that's what he's doing. Is that he's actually going with those guys.
Well, maybe they made up or something.
Yeah, it's just with David Yost and the other Rangers, it's just surprising to me that that's what he does now, is he hangs out with those guys and goes to conventions.
Well,
But-
maybe they apologize.
Maybe.
They grew up.
Or
Shitheads.
there's lots of money involved.
Oh,
I do want to say David Yost looks good. Like, compared to the Red Ranger, he
Yeah,
looks
he's
like
so fat.
he's a fat dad.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a dad.
Like, seriously, he had the t-shirt and the cargo fucking shorts, sandals. That guy's a
the
dad.
haircut.
And David Yost is like, "What's up, guys?
And then on the other
You
side,
want to go run a marathon?"
on the other side, fucking Tommy. That guy's a professional UFC fighter now. It's
Jeez.
so cool.
Jason David Frank.
Yeah.
Jason David Frank.
Jason!
So what about you? What booths did you see that you were intrigued by?
Oh, man. You guys pretty much took all the booths I wanted to talk about.
You're welcome.
I liked UAT. They had a video game.
I might go there.
Cox Communications had a booth. You could play Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, did you hear the announcement for those guys too?
Yeah, he's a dick. But one of the booths that I know, because I'm actually familiar with their local shop, is Desert Sky Games.
Oh yeah, I did see them there. They had a great setup too.
Yeah. I mean, because I've been to their store, and it's really cool.
It's so nice.
And actually seeing all their merchandise and stuff. Because what do they sell? Like, just cards and other stuff like that?
They sell cards. They have a lot of Friday Night Magic and stuff like
Well,
that.
I meant at the
they do.
con. I don't mean...
Oh.
But yeah,
They
like,
did a lot of cards. I know a guy at work. He bought like 70 cards for like $20 or something. He's
At the con?
Yeah,
Jeez.
they were selling a lot of bulk cards.
Huh. So if we are going to do a commercial for Desert Sky, they do Friday Night Magic, huh?
They sure do. They also do Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. They have some classic arcade games there. They sell comics, and some of the friendliest staff that I have ever seen this side of the Mississippi River.
I'm getting sick from you saying this.
Why?
Unless Desert Sky Games wants to do a trade, and we can do some advertising. Let us know.
Give me magic cards.
superdroidradio@gmail.com. Alright, so that was
I
it
play
for
red,
the
white.
exhibit booths.
Black blue.
Black green.
Red, white. Let's talk about, real quick, because we're going to blow through this, panels.
Sure.
What panels did you guys like the most? Daniel, I'll let you go first, because you probably
we
have...
stole all of them from you.
You have the biggest panel, I think, that you really wanted to see.
Yeah, Jess and I went to 3 panels, and they were all done by, we went to 4? Oh yeah, I'll save that one for you.
yeah!
Oh yeah!
Yeah!
But there's 3 that I was really gung-ho for, and they all had to deal with a voice actor by the name of Crispin Freeman.
Crispy Freeman?
Crispin Freeman.
Huh.
Not Crispy Freeman.
Crispy Freeman.
Not Crisping Freeman. No, but Crispin Freeman,
Does he need an introduction?
I don't think
Yes.
so. But he was at Comic-Con back in, I think, 06, 07. I got to meet him there too. Great guy. But he would tell me a lot about these panels that he would do at conventions, and he actually got a chance to do all three of them here.
Nice.
And see, the first one was giant robots and superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of talked about the contrast between American animation, what influences our superheroes versus what influences giant robots, why that is there. Another one of his panels was priestesses, magical schoolgirls, and I don't know, girls. Witches. Yeah, they talked again about the female role models in American cartoons versus Japanese, and really good. I mean, Jess and I talked a lot about that in great detail. Some things we liked, some things we didn't like.
Nice.
And the last one that I thought was really good was the Dragons and Knights panel I did. Like, why is it in Japanese culture the dragons are typically water-based and they're more peaceful, while in American culture they're fire-breathing and they're going to destroy your shit.
Right.
So it was a lot about looking at both sides of the spectrum, and he talked a lot about past animes and cartoons and things like that. And overall, I took a lot away from it. Some stuff I didn't fully agree with, but definitely a lot that I took and I do think and apply in everyday life now.
Nice.
So if you ever get a chance to see any of them, Jess and I are really big about animation. I mean, I do enjoy animation anywhere. I like Thief and the Cobbler, the original version, not the fucking Miramax shit one.
Every forms of animation.
I do every forms of animations, all the way from Kiko the Clown to now. But yeah, so those are just some things that I was really excited about that I really enjoyed.
Cool.
The one that I... Stop it, Daniel. The one that I was looking forward to was a panel by Mr. Creepypasta.
Right, we all went to that one.
Yeah.
That was
'Cause I
so
dragged you there.
good.
I listened to him for a long time, and Daniel was... Before the con, Daniel was looking through the event, seeing what was going on, and we saw one that had Mr. Creepypasta, and I wasn't sure if that was actually going to be him, because I never seen anything announced by it, or like from him doing anything with this con, so I was just kind of skeptical, and I wanted to see for certain.
So, for people who don't know, though, like, what is Mr. Creepypasta?
Pretty much what his name is, like, he online narrates creepypastas. Well, he narrates creepypastas that are online.
YouTube.
Yes, on YouTube. He usually works with this composer named Yuji, and he just makes some really nice videos. He's one of the big names.
In the creepypasta world?
Yes.
Yeah.
The chick who was with him, the Rainbow Bunny, I only very recently heard of her, and he could have had a better partner, but I've seen him work with a lot worse. So,
I mean, there's a lot of people probably in the creepypasta, a lot of kids,
yeah,
that probably don't know how to articulate themselves well enough to read creepypasta the way that he does, it seems.
Yeah, he's been at this for, I think, about 3 years.
Since the birth of creepypasta.
Yeah, and he's just been getting better and better. Every year he does this creepypasta reboot where he will retell old stories, and he will also list off the creepypasta survival guide, which is hilarious.
That's cool.
Yeah, and you can hear it in him how he articulates himself. Maybe I'll get there one day. Anyway, but yeah, I wanted to go see him, and that he was actually there, I was really thrilled about.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It definitely was cool. Just the stories that he did tell, and his guests, they were fun to listen to.
Yeah.
I was, I'll admit, slightly drunk, and it was really interesting and captivating.
Yeah.
It was something where I was super interested in every single story I think that they told. Like, even Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that, but that was a really nice.
It was a good opening.
And I think captivating was a good way to describe it too. He really knows how to draw you in and create the atmosphere.
It was nice.
Mm-hmm.
It was absolutely fantastic.
One thing that's really cool, and Daniel was really hyped about this when he saw it, was he online his persona is this blue man with an obscured face, and in real life he will wear a blue mask to completely hide his face. And
it's all part of the act.
yeah.
And that's what I really liked about it was
He's
the fact
so
he
in
didn't.
character.
Yeah, he didn't drop that. I was so impressed by that.
It was him reading the entire time in that mask just seemed fucking
In the dark.
Yeah, in the dark. Like,
they dimmed the lights.
they turned the lights off, and they're reading the creepypastas with a cell phone camera light.
He had a flashlight. It was a
So
good flashlight,
Oh my god, that was.
but it was a small light though.
It was really interesting.
And then today, I don't know when we're gonna put this up today, being Friday the 13th. They are doing the 24-hour live stream of it too to help out with the unfortunate events that happen in Wisconsin.
Right, I did want to bring that up at the show after they. It was kind of like in the middle they announced it, but if you're not familiar with the Slender Man stabbings, I guess is what we want to call it now.
Sacrifices.
There's some dumb 13-year-old girls who took Slender Man too far and tried to kill their friend. Really heartbreaking for everyone involved, and they were promoting kind of a charity that they're doing to help with funds for the girl who was the victim of this accident. So you guys should definitely. Unfortunately, I don't know the name. I can look it up and we'll maybe post it in the comments.
If you go, because I checked that. If you go to Mr. Creepypasta's webpage, like on YouTube, they'll have a link to there. They're trying to raise about $20,000. There's 8 days left currently. 8 days left currently.
So there might be a couple days left. I'll try to do this up as soon as possible.
But when I saw it, they were at $4,700, I believe.
Oh.
So about a quarter. Well, it just started off, and it's a 24-hour live stream. I'll probably post about it on Facebook or something later on today because it's really fun. I mean,
yeah.
I got to listen to a few stories. They had people coming on playing songs and stuff like that too.
Cool.
Not to take away from you, Jess. It was just one of those while we were kind of talking about it.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah, it's wonderful that they're doing that.
Yeah, I don't want to get too political with the news and stuff because we have so much more to talk about.
Yes.
But just with this whole situation with these dumb kids stabbing, I really think the news took this the wrong way. They shouldn't.
When do they take it the right way?
I know, but it's something where it's not even. The girls probably just made. I don't know. I don't know what they said. If they just made it up to not get in trouble, but I really think that them saying it was Slender Man put the whole creepypasta community underneath the spotlight it didn't need to be under.
I agree.
And
I think that's why they started doing this to be like,
Right.
no, it's not all of us.
Oh no, there was definitely tweets and posts on official creepypasta websites saying, "Hey, we don't fucking appreciate this."
What
And-
were they saying? Because I might have missed this.
What, the sites?
Yeah.
They were just saying our hearts go out to the victims.
Oh no! I'm sorry. What was the news crew doing? Because
They were like, Slender Man? Is he the devil? Just stuff like that. Just really dumb, blowing out of proportion.
Christianifying it.
Are we going back to the 90s now?
Of course.
Where everything is like fucking satanic and
Yeah.
evil?
Yeah.
They were showing off Slender the game. They were interviewing the owner of somethingawful.com.
Wow.
What? Yeah,
that's so bizarre.
Well, no, because Slenderman came from Something Awful. So, they were instantly like, "Oh, your website is promoting children stabbing each other," and he had to laugh at him, just say no.
Dude, what the fuck?
But I mean, with the news, with them reporting what they did, instantly, I think it happened after the that day of the convention. Some other girl stabbed her mom, saying Slenderman told me to do it.
Damn, I thought that was a joke.
Oh, so
For fuck's sake, teenage girls.
teenage girls are the
Shut.
worst.
Put a dick in your mouth and shut it.
Causes. Well, it doesn't cause teen pregnancy. 'Cause
Right.
in the mouth.
Everybody wins.
So
Everybody wins.
let's move on. I mean, we can go on about Slenderman and the creepy
let's-
man.
Let's save that for another podcast
Right.
or something.
We'll have creepy month.
creepy podcast.
But no, yeah, that panel was really cool.
It was fantastic.
I'm
It
glad
was...
you guys enjoyed it.
Now, for Lauren and I, we didn't really go to any other panels besides a podcast panel. I'm just gonna jump right into it. This was run by a local podcast group in Arizona. Well, they're not.
They're here.
Okay, I can't say that they're a local podcast group, but the main hosts are here in Arizona. The podcast was run by a group called Four-Eyed Radio Network. The main guys are here in Arizona, but they are a network of podcasts that is actually global. They run, I think they said something like 20 or 30 different podcasts underneath their network.
A lot.
And there's like Power Ranger podcasts, James Bond podcasts, video game podcasts, music podcasts, like just everything. Like they're a huge network, and they were doing a 101 on podcasts. And as a small podcast, I really wanted to see what kind of information that we could obtain from it, and hopefully make the show better for our listeners. So checked it out. The main host was a guy named Eric Dewey. He's really cool. They gave some really good information that I hope to apply to this. They described just all the different methods about podcasting, why they podcast. I mean, they're not trying to make money. They have a huge network and they have sponsors and stuff like that, but it's not like they're using it towards getting rich. It was, they generally enjoy talking about James Bond or video games, or they said their Power Ranger podcast is their number one podcast right now. And it's one of the newer ones. They have like over like 10,000 listens or something.
That's pretty crazy.
They actually get some of the guests, like actual Power Rangers on the show and stuff too. They're doing really good. But yeah, I do want to
welcome to Super Power Ranger podcast.
I do want to say thanks to those guys at 4-Eyed Radio. Big shout out to them. They gave us some good information, and I appreciate it. The other panel, Mr. Creepypasta, was great. Thank you for reading stories in the dark. That's it. I didn't go to any other panels besides those two. So I think that's really it for our Comic-Con adventure.
Yeah.
Anything you guys didn't like?
Just some of the snot-nosed kids, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
it comes with every Comic-Con, but
It does.
that's pretty much what bothered me most. Did you guys mention what you dressed up as?
No, we didn't.
So I guess we'll go around the table. How about you, Cody? Who were you for Comic-Con this year? And maybe next year, do you plan on anything else?
You want to know what my costume was?
Yeah, I would love to know.
I'm Banjo! Whoa!
Divorce. You heard it here first. I'm getting a divorce.
I was Banjo from Banjo and Kazooie. Lauren was Kazooie from Nuts and Bolts. No, we did a team cosplay, Banjo and Kazooie. I had fun. It was great. I haven't cosplayed in years. It was really fun. I didn't even think about cosplaying. I'm an adult. I don't think about it. But when Lauren brought it up, I was like, fuck yeah, let's do that. That sounds fucking awesome. And yeah, we got a lot of good pictures, I thought, and it was fun walking past people saying, oh look, it's Banjo-Kazooie. So that was cool. I met Jason Mewes as Banjo. That was fucking awkward.
I'm a bear.
Okay, so I met Jason Mewes from Clerks and all those other awesome Kevin Smith movies.
Jay and Silent Bob.
Right. So it was outside in the heat. It was over. It was yeah. We're trying to get a cheeseburger, and it's over 100 degrees. And I see him. I'm like, holy shit, Jason Mewes! He's like, oh hey man, what's up? I was already like pretty hot. I was like, hey man, can I get a hug? So I hugged him, and we got some pictures. Posted one of those.
You want
pictures
some
online.
of my sweat?
I didn't. You can stop asking now. I did not offer a Dutch rudder. If I wasn't so hot, then maybe some of that action would have happened, but not this year, unfortunately. So that's it.
Are you planning to do anything for next year?
Not at this time. I'm not at liberty to disclose that information. We will see what happens in the future, though. Keep an eye out here on our podcast. All right, and that's going to wrap it up for our Phoenix Comicon episode. Let us know if you have any con experiences of your own. Let us know and read it on the podcast. Other than that, I think we'll just wrap it up here. So, as always, you can find us on Facebook.com/Superdroid Radio. On Twitter, just at Superdroid Radio. We're on Instagram and Tumblr a lot now. So check those out. Instagram is just Superdroid Radio, and Tumblr is just superdroidradio.tumblr.com. Always check us out on our website. That's where you'll find all our past episodes too. It's the easiest place to find those. That's just superdroidradio.com. And if you have any questions or anything that you want to ask us, our Tumblr page does that, and you can email us directly at superdroidradio@gmail.com. We also accept any kind of comments on our Facebook.
or even on the website page itself. So if you want to let us know anything, get us there. Because we do want to hear you guys' feedback, especially from now going forward. We want to know what you guys are into. So, I want you guys to do me a favor and go to iTunes, look us up there, and give us a 5-star. Rate us really good. I would really appreciate it if you think that we're worth 5 stars. We're also on Stitcher. You can rate there. But we're on any other kind of podcast service that you guys can think of. I'm talking like Blueberry, the Zune Marketplace, Player FM. There's one called Short Oranges, if you use that. Podfeed, Beyond Pod, 2 Thumbs Up. All kinds of different podcast services. You can find us there. And if we're not on something that you use, let us know. We'll throw it up there. Other than that, we're on YouTube now. We're going to be posting the podcast episodes there. So for people who like listening to things on YouTube, there you go. Gives you another chance. That's just youtube.com/Superdroid Radio. But it's not going to just be podcast episodes. In the future, we'll have maybe some gaming videos, maybe some other just goofy skits or something that we'll do. We'll let you guys know. But on that note, that's all I have to plug. So we'll see you guys next week. Tune in, and we're going to have probably E3 talk. Alright, guys. Thanks for listening. Signing out.
Suck my